Testing, here we go. Tower Productions. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the TowerCast podcast, the towering podcast for the towering filmmakers. How's it going? I am your host, your Lone Star host, Juan Paul Flores Vasquez, here with a wonderful group of people ready to talk about a wonderful film directed by our very own Erik Sanchez. How's it going, man? Good to see you again.
It's great, man. It's a good morning. It's beautiful outside.
It's nice to share this couch with you again. Always,
yeah, always. Every time, Juan. You're my favorite.
Oh, thanks. But I'm also joined here today with two awesome actors that we've worked very much with. Go ahead and introduce yourself, sir, to the wonderful people out there.
Yes, my name is Al Matamoros, and I'm in this film that we're talking about.
You have a really badass name. I like your name.
What's up, guys? My name is Leo Avila, and I'm also part of this film.
Your name's okay.
Yeah, yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, I do. My
Eric?
second name is Leonel.
Oh, really?
So, I mean, Leo.
That's my.
Are you a Leo?
Close.
That's my full one.
That's
my
your full name?
Yeah,
Leonel?
my full name.
What?
Leonel. Yeah.
There's very
Wow.
few people with that name.
Yeah,
actually.
I
Very
know.
few.
I want to ask a question never asked. Are you a Leo?
No, I'm not a Leo.
What's your guys' zodiac sign? Yeah. This is a different episode.
We're going there.
Yeah, we're going
where the
there.
women at.
No, but this is episode 11. This is the 11th film in the Tower 20.
It is the 10th film.
The 10th film of the Tower 20, right? And I think it's an interesting one because this is basically we're entering basically the end of it. Basically, we're 10 episodes off from finishing the Tower 20, and I feel like this one really showcases all of our sensibilities as like filmmakers. Well, you guys, I wasn't here for this filming, but I have a ton of questions. So I think we should just jump right in and go ahead, man. What? First of all, you scare me because every time he makes a movie, someone's either tied up, bloody, or stabbed. And on this one, no one dies, but you still freak me out, man. Especially because you ruined Christmas for me on this one. It's a Christmas theme, like horrible, like nightmare. But what was the idea for like Roulette, man? Like,
Well, he's been here before in a podcast. Josh, he wrote the script, and I read the script. I was like, hey, I want to tackle this, like so I asked permission, like, hey, I want to do this, and he agreed. So he gave me the script and casted the actors and everything, and yeah, it's essentially like a Christmas movie, little Christmas movie with some like tension and about revenge and all that stuff.
Home Alone 7.
Consequences. Home Alone setting. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I like the story. I wanted to tackle it. It's the first time I directed a movie too.
This was your first directed movie?
Yeah,
right?
my first.
Not your first release.
Not the first release, but the first time I directed a
Really?
movie. Yeah.
Wait, really? This is your very, very first one?
Yeah, this is the first movie I've
Wow.
ever directed.
It looks,
Yeah.
this is, I always, I'm always like patting you on the back, man. Like, I like your movies because they're not things I would make, but it's just kind of cool that we have like you on the team and like I'm a part of it, and so like just to see your films, I'm always like, dude, like that guy makes really interesting films. But I mean, yeah. What I guess so you didn't write the script.
No, I didn't.
Who wrote the script?
Josh.
Josh. And how did that work? When you got the script, did you already immediately like feel like you could connect with the story and such, or?
Yeah, essentially I just thought like I think I could execute the story right,
Right.
So I thought like I had a certain like visual for it. So I was like, hey, I want to do it,
Yeah.
Why not?
What was the casting like? How did these guys come into play?
Al, I think I automatically wanted him for the older guy role. The guy gets tied up to the chair. He just he could pull it off.
Nice.
Easiest acting is
Yeah. Yeah.
I play a good victim.
You're the victim in this.
And then Leo, he has submitted a cast.
Yeah, it was a video.
A video. And I liked it. I liked this look because before I was struggling to find someone, and then like we're like, no, I can't find anyone that like would fit the role. And then I think we were going with someone, but he had denied. He rejected the role. I mean, I think he was busy or something with some other work. Then finally, I got to see Leo's take, and I was like, hey, yeah, let's go with Leo.
Nice.
Bring him on. And yeah, like I worked with them, and it was an easy shoot. Like, it was smooth. It was nice. It was fun.
How many films have you worked with Tower, and same with you? Like,
I've done 2. I've done this one, Roulette, and Rooster's Beak, which I just came out for. Just a
Oh,
little
okay,
bit,
okay. Mm.
And
Yeah.
that one,
What did he play in Rooster's Beak?
He played. I think he's unnamed. I forgot what I named. I think I just gave him the name.
Yeah,
Leo.
I was like the guy that was trying to get out with like the book, and I died.
Oh, so you got dragged in. Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
I remember.
I've done 3 films with him. This one, Roulette, Depth of Field, and Assumed.
I met you in Assume.
Yeah.
I was introduced to you in Assume. So, yeah.
Well, I've done those 3.
Nice.
You were in this time too. The one with the cowboy, the horses.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
They had a small role in that one.
with Erik.
What was the I guess like when you guys came together, like did you guys find the script amusing or a little weird, or did you guys just kind of go, okay, like have you guys ever done a movie like this? Like,
I didn't get a script.
oh really? Oh really?
You didn't get score.
Did you improv the whole thing?
I improv everything.
Awesome.
Yeah, essentially just on that. Just do you out.
No.
When I got the script, I thought it was like really interesting. Like when I first started reading it, I was like, oh, like where the hell is this going? And then like I saw the ending, I was like, oh, well, this is like it's pretty cool. It's something that I did want to work on, and that's what pushed me to get in.
Nice. I like the line you have. I wrote it down because it's it's one for yes, twice for no, and you're telling this character blink if you to communicate with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I
yeah.
really like that.
Yeah, I thought that was like really cool. Like tying up his mouth and everything, and just using his eyes to like communicate with me.
My question is, who's more horrible? Do you think your character or his character?
I'm gonna go with Al's character.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Yeah. That's a no-brainer.
Well, I was the reason for a death, so
Right. So you killed the little girl.
yeah.
Yeah, and at the end, I didn't kill him, so.
That's true.
So,
So, you're the hero.
Yeah, I am.
You're the bad boy. I guess I'm gonna go to you now. What since this was your first film, like, what did you feel before going in? I mean, because I don't know. Like, I always assume like the nerves, the heebie-jeebies, kind of like get the best out of you. Did that ever?
No, I'm just 100%
Just you sent it. Confident.
Just
That's
kidding.
awesome.
No.
No, I like.
No,
that.
I mean, like I prepared myself. Like I read the script and I had a good team, so that helped a lot. The crew was great, and that helped out a lot. And then of course, it was just a smooth. Like I wasn't nervous or anything like that. I was kind of like excited. Like finally, I'm gonna do something.
Direct.
And I actually wanted to shoot the movie myself. No. Well, yeah, it's because I wanted to shoot the movie myself, like be the DP, but like, oh man, it's a lot of work when you're
To direct
directing and DP. So I was like, no, let's not do that. But no, like I wasn't nervous or anything. I was more excited, to be honest. Like it was like fun. I had complete control of everyone.
Nice.
So, no, yeah, I had a lot of fun. I wasn't nervous or anything.
Cool.
Yeah, I guess like sometimes I would go to a corner to like get my mindset for like the next scene, and then like, all right, people do this and do that. You know? But no, it was,
Did it help? So was this like did you have like a really hands-on experience then? Because well, before we were recording, like I mentioned, like I've always liked your camera work for some reason. I don't know, like
It's
I don't know
alright.
what I don't know what it is. It's just like it's very like tactical, like just kind of like you just I don't know, like you just know where like you kind because your scripts are very like chaotic, and then your camera work kind of reflects that. I feel. Where like
yeah, like it's just I guess like what I'm going for is like stylistic like
you
camera.
have a style, man,
Yeah,
and I like that.
Yeah, like I guess like I also try to like replicate like other movies like
Nice.
I take from Tarantino or like John Carpenter stuff like that.
Roulette. I like the premise. I like the idea of like two people just in a room, one of them with the gun, one of them tied up with Christmas lights, which is just that's like that alone is a visual gag. I mean,
Yeah, like I think the Christmas lights was
and
like
they were
the last
on,
minute.
right?
Yeah, they were on.
Like this guy's like just still turning them on and stuff. But yeah. What was the set like then for you guys? Like, in terms of, have you guys worked together before?
No, this was my first time working with Al, and my first time working with Tower Productions.
Oh,
And
really?
it was a great experience. Everything felt like it was so organized. Like they had everything down, like their shot list and everything.
That's good.
Yeah, because I've worked with some other people, and then like it's kind of chaotic and stuff, and you don't like get done what you want to get done. But this one was like spot on.
We didn't make you say that. We didn't pay him to do that. I don't have the roulette here. But,
Yeah.
Why do you think that that's important, I guess. Just I mean, you let us know why, you know,
Well, because like as an actor, like you go in and like you're expecting to do something at the time, and then like if stuff is not ready, it kind of throws you off and stuff.
And your delivery,
yeah,
right?
and delivery and everything. So like just keeping a good schedule is always like good for everyone around.
really.
Yeah.
And I'll add to that. The Tower crew has been professional in everything they do.
Mm-hmm.
The films I've worked with them, they've done everything the way it should be done. I've done films also where the crew has no idea what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I've actually been on a couple of sets where actors walk off.
Really?
And they ruin the whole thing.
Really? Just
Yeah,
out of
you know,
like frustration?
Yeah,
Really?
having to wait
Mhm.
and nothing being done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, sometimes there's some divas that are out there as far as actors.
Right.
So you gotta be careful with them.
Well, I mean, also that like we all have like a life, and I can only imagine for you guys being actors, like you guys have to sacrifice more time out of your day to memorize lines and get into character, and so.
That's true, but we do it for the love of the craft.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but that's why the company that we work with, they should be on their game also, because
you guys
time
are
is
always
money
bringing your
and time
game.
is
Mhm.
precious.
That's cool. What I guess what I was gonna say, what was your guys' like what's something that I guess this film brought to the table in terms of your own personal journeys as like artists and directors and actors, like that you hadn't really like done before, I guess? Anything new that kind of intrigued you about this project in particular?
For me, it was the character that I played, because I hadn't played a character like that, he was like kind of crazy. Yeah, like like off the hook. Wasn't like entirely like too crazy, but he wasn't like normal. So I wanted to push myself. I wanted to see what I could do, with my acting and stuff. So that's what like kind of like pushed me to take on this role.
And mine wasn't really much of a role. The first part was talking to my girlfriend and watching her walk away, and then just drinking the coffee and fainting.
Right.
Getting drugged, and then waking up in a chair tied up.
I assume you at times were like, okay, how do I like face? Because I think that's more a face than at that point, right?
Yeah,
More
it's all
face,
physical expression.
Yeah, like a lot of body language.
body
too.
language. Yeah.
He
Which
did
you
that.
look afraid.
Yeah, he did that flawlessly. So
Yeah, I did a bunch of eye exercises.
So was this your first time? Whoa! Was this your first time? Was this your first time working like with actors that I guess like knew what they were doing or had?
yeah,
Yeah?
well, yeah, essentially, because I back in high school, I tried to make a little movie with the theater kids. Like, hey, they're in theater for a reason, right? Like, they gotta know something. No, they're just the worst actors I've ever had worked with, and I just gave up on that like idea I was trying to do.
Because the last episode we did was about the Tower origins.
Yeah, the Tower origins.
And so I mean, you two were the first ones to meet, right?
Yeah, we already knew each other.
Yeah, so,
from
like-
a while back, Austin.
So like I remember you had mentioned like I remember you had mentioned that like you were very eager to make a movie. So
Yeah.
the fact that this one came out really clean, I feel like was that really
Yeah,
passion driven?
I was really happy how it came out, like the end product, and I was happy, and I was like, hey, I felt fulfilled, like I finally got to do something, and like when I saw the cut, like I guess on the computer, I just like, I think I just told Austin that no, did you edit the film? No, it was Luis, I think. Luis Luis edited the film.
Luis.
Yeah, Luis edited the film. And the way I kind of do things, or like I learned from Carlos, and at least from Carlos and Austin, they just tell the editor to just have a cut for me, and I'll sit next to him once he has like a rough cut, and I'll just tell him the specifics what I want, and it's pretty fluent, it's pretty smooth that way. And once we included the music, Eddie Garcia, he put in the music, the movie was just perfect. Like I was really happy with it. Mm-hmm.
Was that like what was that feeling like when you just saw the whole thing completed and you were like, did it come out way better than you expected?
It did.
Really?
Yeah, it
did. You
did.
hit all your marks and stuff. That's cool.
Yeah, it did.
One thing I noticed about all your films is there's a lot of lore, and
Yeah,
there's
the-
always lore in your movies, man. I'm telling you,
And that's
dude.
accidental lore, I think. That's just accidentally.
It just attracts you, huh?
Yeah, because I think he mentions that the Magnum or the revolver is like from Billy the Kid, like, or it was
Someone
used to kill.
used to kill the
Yeah,
Civil War.
yeah. I think it belonged to like my grandpa, and he killed like Billy the Kid or something with it. Yeah.
That was a really cool backstory. And then we connected it with flowers, flowers for the young lady, because the cowboy uses that same gun.
Whoa.
So it was like, just like a little nod to the flowers for the young lady. That was pretty cool.
The
I like
Tower
that.
Cinematic Universe.
But yeah, that's all accidental.
Oh, the TCU. I love it.
Yeah. And then I think TriCast, I don't know if it's released yet. They made a movie with Leo. And that was also kind of an accidental like connection. That was pretty cool. Like a little I don't know, man. Like
I like it.
We like
Little-
to say it's a connection.
No.
we like to say it's all a shared universe, guys.
I like this. What was something that I guess like you remember from set that made you laugh, or maybe you kind of like stuck out or something?
I remember the first time I met Eric, you had the mask on. And like I was like, all right, that's cool. Everybody's had their own thing, so that's something that I like. I remember all the time.
Like he just wears a mask.
Yeah, he's wearing.
Doom directors.
Yeah, he's like wearing a mask, and that's like what I remember.
This is how I get. This is my director face.
Yes, please.
Well, for me, the tape was always
Oh yeah.
a challenge. Sometimes
The tape over
it would
here.
yeah.
It'd be
Sometimes it
cut
would come
slide
down.
off.
Yeah, it would open up.
From the humidity, just like.
Exactly.
I feel really bad for Al because like for hours he was just tied to the chair while we were setting up for a different shot.
I've been there, done that.
Did those Christmas? Oh my gosh.
Whoa.
Did those
Whoa.
Christmas lights ever like burn? A little bit?
No. They were at room temperature.
So room temperature, nice, awesome. What? I guess like, what part of the movie did you feel like was the hardest for you guys to tackle? As you as a director, this was your first film, and then you guys as actors, was there ever like something that you kind of felt like, okay, this is something that I never done before. We'll see how it goes, but how did you overcome?
I guess I like to say like there was something tough in it, but I think that the scene I was more worried about was like the coffee scene, like you having to drop it, because we only had like 2 shots for that, and it had to be fine. Like it couldn't look awkwardly like it fell. It had to look like really natural.
You mentioned that you bought 2 coffee cups, right?
Yeah, I think Austin like provided like 2 coffee mugs.
How did that help? How did that help with the editing and just the way I guess you wanted it?
Huh? Not entirely sure. Like it was. Like the shot itself that we got, it was just the shot
I
that we
almost
needed.
don't remember. Was it just one shot you showed the coffee dropping, or did you show it dropping once and then?
Yeah, we only had Oh, okay. I think I remember now. The first shot was like a bird shot, like from the top.
From the top, yep.
From the top, and he drops it, and we see how it breaks.
Mm-hmm.
The second shot, the second mug was a different shot. We did a close up from the ground when it actually falls. And that's when we cut back to Al, like, oh crap, like reacting, and he faints. But yeah, I think Michael came up that scene, and
I think he was
it came out.
on, like, mid-counter.
Yeah, it came out perfect. I think that was the first time we shot it in 4K too.
This is a 4K movie.
Yeah,
Really? Oh, dope.
Pretty much.
What about for you guys, Slade?
I guess like because this was like the second film I had shot, so like I was like fairly new to acting and stuff, so I was still nervous. So like the whole thing like for both days was like getting my nerves out and like getting into character and trying to like get my lines right and everything.
How long have you been acting, if you don't mind me asking?
As of now, I think it's been like 3 years or 4 years. So yeah, and I think we filmed this like 2 years ago or something like that.
2 years ago.
So like I was like fairly new
I
and
wasn't even born yet.
and yeah, like it was just like being present and like trying to like get everything in and like deliver everything perfect.
Yeah, my biggest challenge was not breaking the mug ahead of time.
Instead of anger, like, oh.
Yeah, and kissing that girl.
Nice.
That was kind of strange. Because I was married at the time.
Yeah, we always try to make sure that it's okay. Like, I even think I mentioned to you, hey, you guys, I think I have a trick to make it seem you guys did kiss or whatever. But both of you guys were really professional. Like, it's like, no, like, we're acting, we're actors. Yeah. And then, like, yeah, it was something real
That's what I
simple.
tell myself too.
And yeah, Leo's acting as the scenes progress. Like I in the beginning, it's kind of nervous, but it plays off because like the character just got in there, it's there.
Yeah.
But as the scenes or like as the movie progressed, like your acting got more like intense.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you're getting closer to him and like your voice
Yeah.
kind of shakes a bit because of the whole hectic scene.
Yeah.
So it just played off perfectly. I was like, oh, that's great.
Thank you, man.
I
Yeah.
as someone who had nothing to do with the production, you guys didn't even know who I was at the time. I didn't know who you guys were at the time. One thing I like about the movie is that the tension really escalates as it goes on,
Yeah.
and for good reason. I mean, the situation like calls for that, and something about I don't just say nice things to say them. So I mean them. So like something about the way you guys just like were present and just the way the things you guys added to it, as well as his direction and stuff. Like I really enjoyed it for that as an audience member. What did you guys see from the reception of it afterwards? Like once it came out, did you guys get any compliments? Any weird? Did anybody point out that you were tied up or like what's it like to you for being an actor? I mean because like what do you like when you show people your movies? Like what reaction do you get out of them most of the time?
I hate my work. For some reason, people say no, actors don't like what they do. I literally don't. I said I could have done that better. I could have done this better. I should have said that. I should have not said this.
What's something that you feel like you could have done like a little better in this one?
Well,
It's a very personal question.
well, on this one, not a whole lot because I was tied up and
True.
only my eyes were expressing any kind of sentiment.
Mm.
But in other films that I've done, I look at it and I said I should have moved this. I should have done that. I could have added this. And I don't know. I'm just. Sometimes I hate to watch myself work because I criticize myself too much. I'm very critical of what I do.
Do you feel like you've grown since this movie a lot more than?
Oh yeah. Every film I do, I take away something from it.
Because you're in a lot of stuff. I feel like you, like alongside with a lot of the actors we've had before. Like I've seen your face a lot. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
a lot of
good.
people know him. Like, oh, you know Al? Like, yeah, like everyone knows Al.
Yeah, everybody knows Al.
Yeah, and I try to take things away from everything that I do, and then I look at every scene as a learning experience,
That's awesome. I like that.
a teaching tool.
Definitely.
You just dropped the mic, my friend.
Yeah, so for this film, I was waiting for it to come out for a long time because I think we were like shot it like in February or something like that, and it wasn't coming out till Christmas time.
Oh yeah, we had to wait.
Yeah, so like I was just like getting anxious like the whole time, like damn, when is this film coming out? But when it came out, I showed it to my friends and to my family. My friends really enjoyed it. They're like, well, damn, like like that's pretty damn good. And my family, like, they were all like, we believed like you were like that man and stuff. So I was like, oh well, thank you guys. Like I did my job. So yeah, it was awesome.
Nice. I always ask. Well, actually, yeah. What about you? What was something that maybe you could have? Looking back, you're like, oh, I could have done this a little better.
Yeah, there's always gonna be something like, this. Like, I don't. It was the first time. This helped me out so much. The movie helped me so much to get ready for the movie that I directed later. It was I think it was a bigger cast.
Which one?
And Rooster's Beak.
Oh, okay, of course.
So that prepared me definitely for Rooster's Beak, and I was more confident for Rooster's Beak.
Is that something you
Because of
recommend? Start off with the small cast and then go into a big cast.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because like when you have more people like to maneuver and everything, it's kind of like it could be overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
And I did feel sometimes like that. But not for Roulette. Roulette was very controlled. I only had to worry about two people, keep them happy. Like, hey, are you okay? I kept asking out, are you okay? Yeah, I'm just. Like, yeah.
Twice for yes.
Yeah, just making sure they're happy, because like it was like there were long shots. Like I think we like shot from like the morning all the way to like night. But other than that, no, yeah, I recommend use a small cast, a simple story, get your feet wet, and then move forward with that.
And I guess what was post production like? Who handled the editing? Was it? I'm guessing Austin. Or I'm not sure.
No, editing. It wasn't Austin. It was Victor. Not Victor. What the?
Where'd you get that name from?
Edit that out. Sorry, Luis. No, Luis. He was my DP for
From
Rooster's
TriCast,
Beak.
right?
No. Luis Moreno Ramirez. He's not with Tower anymore, but he did
Eric's main DP and editor.
No, he wasn't the DP for Roulette though. Josh was the
Yeah, my bad. But he was Eric's main editor.
yeah, he was the main editor for both of my films.
Nice.
And he did great. I just literally told him, you know what? Have a cut for me, just a rough cut, piece the whole plot together, and then we'll sit down and just go over the details. Or
That's interesting.
I think I even saw the cut myself, and I wrote down the time codes, what needed to be there.
Are you
And-
very like picky with the editing, or
Not yet.
like what's your approach to the editing? I guess like
Really is I let the editor take care of it first. Like have a cut for me, and then I'll sit next to you, and like we'll pick every single thing that I want, you know,
nice.
in detail. But other than that, I haven't been nitpicky, not yet at least. I've only done 2 films so far, and working on future stuff later on. Well, it's gonna be every film is gonna be different. So
Now I'm not sure if you want to keep this a secret, but what happened afterwards when it cuts?
that's up
Because
to the audience.
no one died in this.
That's up to the audience.
That's up to the audience.
We'll leave it to their imagination.
Darn it. And I guess what about in terms of like the release of it and everything? What would you say? How would you recommend this movie to somebody? How would you describe this movie to somebody?
Man, that's hard.
I'm always with the challenging questions.
Yeah, I don't even know how to.
Do you like that curveball?
Yeah. I'll pass it to Al.
Oh.
It's more like it's a little thriller
Oh, okay.
kind of film. You know, it showcases what can happen to somebody that goes over the edge
Okay.
when something this bad happens. You know, something drastic. You know, the actions that they take can be very serious.
What's more of a Christmas movie, Die Hard or Roulette?
I think they're both the same.
Yeah, at the same level. Okay.
Yeah.
There's Christmas lights and
Exactly.
the
Yeah, there's
tree.
Christmas lights, guns,
Guns. Yeah, so Die Hard.
tape.
Nice.
And tape. Yeah, that's true.
So I usually try to ask the people amongst the couch, whoa, what piece of advice would you give somebody for you two being actors? Like, how long have you guys been acting? So you've been acting for 2 years,
4 years.
4 years, and then yourself.
This last time it's been about 5 years.
5 years? Wow, cool. What's the biggest piece of advice you could give someone who's starting out or maybe stuck or doesn't know what to do next?
Well, first, I would say get some training.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then that way you can get a better understanding of what your job is,
Mm-hmm.
and don't give up. You know, sometimes you'll be brokenhearted and not really ready to do what's involved, because sometimes some days are real long, and sometimes you just have to wait and wait and wait. You're
What
sitting
keeps you
there.
going?
I just like it.
That's cool.
As a matter of fact, when I was younger, in high school and junior high, I was always into drama. I was always in plays and acting, and I moved to California
Oh, cool.
to get into acting. But I got into some legal problems out there, so I had to go back.
Okay.
And then-
Man of mystery.
Yeah, and then I came back, and my daughter was the reason that I got back into it.
Nice.
You know, she wanted to be an actress, so
Really?
I took her to a casting, and it fell through. And the guy saw me, and he was like, "Hey, you want to try for a role?" I said, "Yeah, sure."
Whoa.
And ever since then,
Dad, you
I
took
got-
my part.
Yeah, and ever since then I got back. You know, got the acting bug again,
Oh, awesome.
and the rest is history.
That's cool.
Some advice, like Al said, like get some training at first. So you know, like what the craft is, so you
Mhm.
like really know what it is, and then also like once you're in set and stuff, like own your actions like 100%. Be confident, because like if you don't believe what you're doing, the audience isn't gonna believe what you're doing. What else? You know, like commit, learn your lines. You know, everything that actors have to do, but like just take it real serious. Yeah, have some fun also.
Nice. And I guess for the director.
Words of advice: don't be scared. Just do it.
True.
Yeah, like a lot of people, like, it might be overwhelming, and we can't let that like take over you. But just it's just that. Just don't be scared. You know, whatever you write down, whatever you write, whatever you have an idea, just start doing it, because then you're just gonna keep, you know, prolonging it, and it's never gonna get done. So don't be scared. Just, you know, head on, do it, and that's pretty much it. That's all my advice I have.
Nice. I loved it. It was beautiful. I forgot to do the. You know, that's what happens when you don't have your regular co-host. The people in the back always making us look pretty and beautiful.
I know, you're very
Michael
quiet.
De La O.
This came in. Wait, half an hour later.
I'm sorry. It's because I don't have my guy. You know, where's my guy?
There's what is it like for an actor? It would be not getting the role, and then there's for the person doing the audio to just never get heard. You know that the irony is more painful than anything else. Juan.
Hey, you know, this guy is, you know, this. I love Michael. Michael and I've gotten really close recently, so it's cool. I love
Uncomfortably close.
Uncomfortably close, but you know, what are you gonna do? You know, the Christmas lights have already been pulled out. I won't say who was wearing them, but
We're getting ready for next year. That's
But yeah, I don't know. Anything else, you guys? Mostyn, maybe something from
something I'm curious with you is do you feel a difference as far as acting like on a stage and doing, because you did the Christmas play recently for UTEP.
Yeah, I do theater.
And you can talk about that a little bit more, but like what's that difference as far as going into the theater world and then going into the camera world? Because I feel like the acting's very different. I even saw that there was like a class like acting in front of the camera, just because it's a really different kind of scope you got to be in.
Yeah, it is different. You know, for like theater, it's live. You know, you like the audience like feeds you energy, so you kind of go off by the audience and stuff. So like each night is different. You know, like you're never gonna get the same night. You're always gonna be doing something different because like the audience is different. You feel the energy, and with the camera, you know, there's a bunch of different tricks you could do with the camera, like, you know, like different takes, or like while editing and stuff, like you might get a reaction from like a different spot of the film and like put it where like it matches and stuff. So like I feel like there's a lot more like kind of like leeway with cameras, just because you could redo it, you could like retake it, you could like edit it, you could do a bunch of different things. And I think that's what like it's just like difference is like the live audience for theater. You know, like it just gives you like a different energy.
Yeah, no, I was there for the Christmas Carol, and I mean, man, like you see you guys like running around and people shouting and screaming and all that, and I think the thing I thought would be most challenging, but you guys seem to tackle it really well, is how to stay like in character and have these very somber moments or have these very tender moments, but then you have to scream all your lines so I can hear it all the way in the back.
Yeah, and that's that's what's weird. Like, you know, you're trying to like if you're like in a love scene or whatever, you're trying to like be romantic and stuff, but you still have to like scream and stuff so everybody can hear you.
Like, what? How does that at least feel when you're trying to have like a romantic moment, but you're like screaming at the person who's right next to you, so that way you can have that like.
Honestly, like,
do you kind of get phased by it after a while?
Yeah, after a while, like you don't
practicing?
even notice that you're projecting and stuff, and you know, it's kind of hard, cause like we did a lot of kid shows, and like kids are like wild, like you don't know what you're gonna get with kid shows, so like they'll always be talking or something and react a different way. And like that always makes you laugh, so it's kind of hard to like keep your composure when like something goes unexpected. You know, there was a bunch of times on stage where I was like, "Damn, like I really want to laugh right now, but I just can't. I gotta like keep it going." You know.
I get that, man.
Well, like in movies, you could have a laugh attack. So like, all right, cut. let's have a break.
Yeah.
You can't get a straight face.
I have a question for Al.
This is the first time you've done that I know of that. You know, you're sitting down and you basically have to act with your eyes. How did you attack that, and how was it more challenging, or basically kind of walk us through that process of how you were able to attack that? Because you did really well just being able to just act with facial expressions in your eyes and stuff like that.
Is there like a book that teaches you how to act with just eyes or something?
No, like I said before, I did a bunch of eye exercises. But no, you just, you know, whatever the scene called for. You know, I tried to make my eyes do the talking. You know, I would, you know, squint my eyes, or raise my eyebrows, or open my eyes, depending on what's going on. And you know, the questions that were asked, you know, I would do the blinking a little bit more intense or softer, depending on what it called for.
Because they say like a lot of the acting is with the eyes, right? I mean, or acting is reacting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You react with your eyes, depending on what's going on, the situation.
Was there any direction you gave him to his eyes specifically? Like, hey, I want your eyes to look up, and then.
I think it's just in certain scenes. Like I asked for like shocked, like, well, not shocked, but like scared, frightened.
Yeah,
you know,
scared and
widen
surprised,
your
yeah.
eyes, and then,
Yeah.
you know, like a lot of eyebrow movement, like, you know, look terrified.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he pulled that off because he was getting like already red as the scene would go on, and that helped a lot too. And then we added like fake sweat, like with the sprayer.
Fake?
Yeah, just like now.
Yeah. We're like, he needs to freshen up, and then Sandra would go after every take, like take care of him, like wipe it down.
Yeah.
It was
Still tied up, of course, but you know.
yeah, he was still tied
yeah,
up.
yeah.
And then other things I tried, like, you know, like move a little, he's trying to get away, but he can't. I think at one point he did. He ripped like the tape out of his hands accidentally.
Yeah.
But no, he did very well. It was just mostly that I even told him that, you know, you're all just facial expressions, you know, hyperventing to like breathing.
Yeah.
I had to do a lot with the breathing.
Exactly.
Every time like the gun would come out, that would tell him to like start breathing faster.
Yeah, look nervous.
Those little details that add a lot to the.
It acts like
the
it makes it more realistic.
Right. And I think that's what I was talking about earlier was like the tone was very like you could tell everybody was like working off of each other for such a small little, you know.
Yeah, and Leo did an excellent job of bringing that out of me. You know, his tone, the aggression that he would show sometimes.
He's scary with that long hair. Just when you know.
The gun is what scared me. So.
No, it was the hair that got me this part.
Right.
Honestly, yeah. I'm just kidding.
Hey, you know, as a hair enthusiast here in the room, you know.
Exactly.
You guys use the same conditioner, right?
It was lack of hair that got me this part.
That was awesome.
Wow.
Something I wanted to kind of add in. Earlier you mentioned that like you've gone to sets and all that, and there isn't that kind of like professional quality, or there's not a professionalism when you see that's there. But I think that's really important, and I feel like there's a lot of filmmakers that are out there that they think like, oh, I just want to jump into it. I found some guys, they said they act, and I mean I have a camera, but then when you go on set, you know, it really affects the quality. I think it affects the attitude there and the actors and all that. So what were some things that you could say that we did, or things that we could have done, or things that at least they help as an actor being on set for something like that?
Well, when I first did work with Tower in Depth of Field, and I didn't know it was their second film. You know, I thought they had done more stuff because they were very professional, very, very caring. You know, they were very concerned about me as an actor. You know, they wanted to get the job done as soon as possible. And I can tell you, I've been in sets where the actors, they're just there playing games, and and some of the crews, they're just there messing around. You know, I was on one set where the DP was playing video games. You know, he wasn't even taking it seriously, and he was on the phone talking to friends while they're filming. And you know, one of the actors there, he just didn't care. You know, he was just nonchalant. So you know what, I'll do it if I want to.
It sounds like the crew does sort of like set the tone of how like serious and stuff.
Well, it's the environment that they bring up.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta make sure that it looks professional and you know that you're filming. Because like I said before, there's some actors that'll just walk out, and I've seen it done, and they'll ruin the whole thing. And you know that's a whole day.
How does that like? I mean, not to get into it too much, but like, you know, how does that like? I mean, yeah, I could imagine. Where do you go from there, right? I mean,
Yeah,
actually,
like well, you can't get. You just wasted a whole day of like shooting.
Exactly.
Because like, what are you gonna do without actors? Like, just shoot nothing, empty spaces.
I'd be pretty mad. Not mad, but I'd be pretty disappointed. Just like
You had to, because you had to look at it from an actor's. They're there to do like a job, you know. Like, you know, they're. It's people usually think it's easy. Oh, you're just doing film. It's art, you know. It's whatever. It's easy. It's not easy. It's work. Both crew and actors. Like, actors, they gotta put themselves in an emotional state, or like, you know, they gotta prepare themselves, and they're gonna be there hours just reshooting the same scene or different things, and it requires a lot of work. Like, you know, it's a pressure.
Yeah.
And then in crew, there's a lot of work. When you can notice when you have a very small crew, it's like triple the work. You gotta do so much stuff around. You know, kudos to my team. That helped out a lot.
How many people did you have on set?
I had a full crew at the time. I think we were 10, 8.
Something around there. We were around the same.
Yeah,
The whole Avengers were assembled.
pretty much.
The Avengers at that time.
It was it was phase 1 tower. So
Yeah.
then we had phase 2 somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
And then 3, we have phase 3 right now. Yes.
I feel like at least for myself, and I mean for crew, it's when you're there and you're passionate and you're really working at it and you're trying to get that momentum going. I think it helps everybody. But like you said, if you're just seeing their people there, and they're like either on their phone the whole time or they're playing games or they're not taking that seriously, you feel like, how am I able to give my best work? Something that I'd be proud of and want to show people if the people here aren't trying to do their best work, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And one thing I always tell people is don't waste the actor's time. Because I've been on sets where, well, as a matter of fact, a couple of years back, I was on a set where I was there for 12 hours. And the guy said, "No, we're gonna get you in right now. We're gonna get you in." And they didn't I didn't shoot that day. And I was pretty upset.
Wow.
Yeah. So a lot of places. Well, once you make the big time, the actors show up right before they're supposed to come out, and everything's done before they're even there.
Yeah.
So you got to be more aware of that, because some like I say, some actors, if they waste their time, you'll hear about it.
What's the most impressive set you've been on? Whether it be Tower or somebody else, what's the most like professional? What's something that you've really noticed? Like one set that was like, I love that they did that.
And this one doesn't have to be an advertisement for Tower. This can be whoever you would like,
Well, locally it would be Tower, and I've done work with people in Albuquerque.
Oh,
that
really?
came here. Hardline Films, they, commercial and stuff. They're very professional, but they have a 20 person crew.
Yeah.
And they have tons of gear, and they're very they'll call you in right before you shoot, so that's how it should be. But the best one that I've seen was when I went to Miami and I did Caso Cerrado.
Oh my God!
That one was it was.
Did you guys know that show is fake? They were talking, dude. Oh man.
Sorry to bust your bubble.
Why don't you give us that story, Al, like, on how you got on that and what you had to do for that?
Okay, well, there was a casting here, so I called. You have to be fluent in Spanish. So I called, and then they said, "Oh, we'll call you back." And then they called me to tell me that I got the part. And then they sent me a little synopsis of what I was going to do. I was going to be an investigator giving some testimony. I said, okay. And then once I got to Miami, they said, "Oh, you know what? No, you're going to be the dad of this young lady that's having issues." I said, okay, that's fine. And then the very next day, when we got on to the location, they said, no, we're going to change it all. They said, you're going to be the husband of this girl that left you because you had your friends rape her, and she got pregnant.
Is this all improv?
I
have so many questions about this.
They made it up as we went.
I'm so heartbroken.
And then
It sounds about right. Yeah.
I'm so heartbroken. Was I the only one who didn't know? Did you know it was fake?
Dude, it's WWE for like
No,
old Mexican
stop,
ladies.
don't say that. Stop.
and in the end, I wound up sleeping with my daughter. We don't have. I'm impotent, so we don't have sex, but we sleep together
You should
naked.
say publicly that was not.
It's fake.
That's not how I am now,
Oh man.
or I ever
I was gonna
ever
see
was.
Tower, and I'm gonna go to Caso Cerrado for this, but now
No. So next time you see that Caso Cerrado,
it's WWE.
you know it's 99% is fake.
Oh my God, the whole plot is just absurd though. Like,
Oh yeah. Well, if you guys watch the show, you say I can't believe that happens, but I'm sure some of that stuff is true, but
Well, I haven't seen
Gasp.
it in years, but I mean, like there were some that were like I don't know.
yeah, it was
that show is
episode number
ridiculous.
16, 17.
Okay.
Yeah, so in case anybody wants to watch it.
I'm gonna go
we should look it up actually.
Right?
It's worth
Put a link on YouTube, please.
I'm heartbroken.
Yeah.
Y'all are breaking my heart.
Yeah, if you look at my YouTube page, it's there.
Oh really?
Oh, would you like to plug your YouTube and just so people can see?
It's just Al Matamoros on YouTube.
Oh,
So
awesome. There you go.
that's where
Yeah,
try
guys,
to put
check out
all my
that
stuff.
Caso Cerrado episode.
Yeah.
And for you, do you have anything you want to plug in?
Just my Instagram, man. Just go check out Violent Ambassador at Instagram. Violent_ambassador.
right below, do that.
These names.
It's gonna be over here.
These handles.
Somewhere. It's gonna be somewhere.
right?
Getting those followers.
They were good.
I think does that wrap it?
Word of the day.
Oh, word of the day.
True.
Oh man. In case you don't know, we've tried to implement like so many like recurring things that are in the episode, and now like out of nowhere, I'm doing word of the day. Word of the day is absquatulate.
Whoa.
That is to abrupt.
Yeah, like absquatulate.
It's to abruptly like leave, or just like exit like an area. Yeah.
To abruptly leave?
Yeah, to abruptly leave.
Like storming out?
I mean, listen to it, absquatulate. Like, can you imagine anything peaceful happening and with that word? Like, it's just, it's so intense.
Sword sandwich.
It's like Sasquatch busting into a room and saying wrong party and then just walking out. You know. There you go. Word of the
Very interesting word.
Is that a film term?
No, I've been looking at the dictionary and finding these odd terms, and now
I imagine Lao just at home with the dictionary.
He had that ready to go.
Yeah, he was.
I gotta like I don't know if
Why
you guys
did
are gonna
why did
keep
these
on it.
words even exist? Like,
I-
no one uses them.
You gotta imagine that there's just like an old poet like writing things, and he's like, oh man, there's nothing that rhymes with this, and then he just comes up with like
Make up a stupid
Yeah.
word.
I feel like Eminem used it at one point.
right.
Well, I guess that wraps everything up, you guys. I thought this was a really cool episode.
Yeah.
I would love to thank the people at Tower, Michael De La O,
Woo.
Austin Young for being our wonderful
Austin Young.
producer, and
Taylor Young.
Taylor Young.
Taylor
Really,
Young.
is it Taylor?
Yeah, my middle name's Taylor.
Nice. Erik Sanchez, the wonderful director that I always love to have on the show, and go ahead, man. Leo, right? Leo or Leo?
Leo.
It's Leo. Lots of Leos, man.
It's not that hard.
I know.
It's three words. It's three letters.
And of course, Al, the man, the main man, Al.
Mine has 2 letters.
That's
Yeah. It's ale.
yeah, Al, Al and Leo.
Quick suggestion. Maybe the next word of the day should be something film related.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, all right.
Challenge accepted.
Like,
Your-
what did
your-
Jason say?
Your audience will
10-1 or 10-2
Oh, 10-1, yeah.
for bathroom breaks. I didn't
Oh,
know
yeah.
that.
Oh yeah.
I use that at work now.
10-1.
Yeah, I do. I actually do it.
It's weird because I feel like because Michael Head is like the main person who just like he practices like film lingo because he has to teach it for his like classes. Like the other day I was standing next to him and then he just like looks at me like 10-1, and then I was like I had to like go in my my mind like, oh okay, like I remember that.
Gotta
now. So,
check
yeah.
out those old archives.
Yeah, right. Like pull out a little dictionary. Like okay, he has to pee. That's me. Yeah.
Just right next to it.
Man. All right, but film terms they are coming soon. So yeah.
Coming soon.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Dot, dot, dot. Well, you guys, that's about it. Hocus pocus, the DP needs someone to rack his focus. This was the TowerCast podcast. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Let's have everybody say goodbye. Salutes to you. And we'll see you on the next one.
All right, take care.